Hello, welcome back to the Elated Real Estate channel. We thank you so much for tuning in. I hope by now you've subscribed and will share our podcast and YouTube channel for any that might be interested. And if there's a topic that we haven't yet covered that you would like for coverage on, or if there's something you have a question about, I hope you'll reach out directly. My email address is jim.fountain@metrobrokers.com. Please reach out, ask anytime. I'm going to go over a new topic today that I think you'll find interesting about when is the best time to buy? I get asked that a lot. When is the best time to sell? When is the best time to buy? I think people generally will always try to default to like the time in their lifetime to buy. And I think there's even a case for on a yearly basis when the best time to buy and sell is. So I'm going to talk about that. This is going to be a series that we're going to cover. So I hope you'll kind of keep an eye on it and come back for I don't think this is a good topic to try to cover all in a very short clip. So I'm going to break it up. But let's talk about what it is we're going to cover and let's go into that. I'm going to share the slide content here. I'm going to start with that. This is the content we're going to cover over the course of this series. So we're going to talk about what seasonality is when it comes to residential real estate buying and selling. How can this benefit you, especially when you're selling, you want to know, is there a better time of year to sell? And then is there a better time of year to buy? That will change frequently, and the market is dynamic. There's no absolute rule on any of these, but I'll give you sort of some thoughts in the 25 years I've been doing this, what I see consistently year over year. We're going to talk about factors that affect your tactics and how you might plan. Like we're going to cover it a little bit briefly today, but we're going to get deeper into this later on, like your average days on the market, your average sales price, your average sell to list price ratio. And depending on whether you're a buyer or seller, how you might think about that, because of course, they're two totally different perspectives when it comes to that. So, like I said, we'll talk about when the best time to buy is, when the best time to sell is, and what steps are needed to prepare for buying or selling. So, let's go into another screen here. We're going to talk a little bit about the share this one. I'm going to talk a little bit about what that looks like when it comes to the seasonality. And I'm going to just cover this briefly, and then we'll go back and on our next part, we'll actually dive into this. But you can see seasonality, and what that is in real estate is just the trend line as it goes here, and you can follow along up and down over the course of a year. This is our max data that's in FMLS, goes back almost 15 years to 2009. It starts in 2010, but you actually see, I think it gets a little bit of 2000. Now it starts in 2010. So you can see seasonality sometimes more pronounced than others. That's when you see a more pronounced up and down trend line. Those are seasonal representations of the real estate market. And we're going to cover different factors to kind of make this point, which include many things, but closed sales volume. You can see seasonality there, how it goes up and down. That's pretty pronounced. And then you can see average days on the market. That's pretty pronounced, sometimes more so than others. And you can see how low we were on that 2022 timeframe with low days on the market. And then the other thing that I think is interesting that we'll be talking about in future podcasts or videos is the seasonality and as it relates to your percent of sale to list price ratio. So you can see how when it goes down, when the time of year that it goes down compared to the time of year where it's the highest, like, here clearly you're over the sale to list price ratio of 100%. And so when that can go up and down seasonally on average, that might affect your decision on the best time to buy. So hope you'll tune back in. This is part one of a series. Not sure how many parts we'll break it into, but we'll try to put that into the description later on. Thanks for joining. Again, please subscribe and share this as much as you can. And we hope you'll tune in for the next part of the series.